Hey, Alexis Love Beauties. Today I want to speak about the best oils for lip gloss. Sometimes you'll still have to experiment, you'll still have to purchase things on your own skin just to know how different things work. The thing I love about the lips is the experimenting portion because lips do not create their own oil. Lips do not, you know how certain parts of the body actually produces oil. The lips are that part of the body that does not produce oil at all. That's why it's so easy for lips to be dry, cracked, ashy. So we need something on our lips to keep that moisture and to just keep them healthy. So if you are a lip gloss business owner, you're thinking about being a lip gloss business owner, or you're just doing things for yourself, or you just want to know how to have natural and healthy lips in general, I want to give you the best oils for lips. Just a few. And as always, do your extended research. Let's talk about two terms that we hear all of the time, just in simple definition of what they mean. So you have two different types of oils. You have a carrier oil and an essential oil. A carrier oil is oils that are extracted from fruits and sometimes vegetables. So a carrier oil would be a grapeseed oil, a olive oil, a coconut oil. Your essential oil usually comes from plants. That'll be like a lavender oil. I have a tea tree oil. Your essential oils are more on the medicinal side. So the essential oils are like the aromatherapy and different things like that. Someone is stressed out, you may use like some lavender oil to calm down the area. And the essential oils do so many different things. Like I said, that's the medical side of it. And then the carrier oils are the oils that are like the moisturizing side, the side that brings the youth and the beauty. So when you mix these oils together, this is how you're able to use them. You can use a carrier oil and an essential oil by themselves, but some things do need to be diluted. Like a lavender oil is very potent. A tea tree oil is very potent. A peppermint oil is very potent. Now you can still use them, but you'll see how the peppermint might be a little stingy and spicy on the skin. So you might want to cut the peppermint with like a coconut oil. Coconut oil, to me, I feel like is a great carrier oil. Coconut oil is used to cut anything in general. You know how like sometimes to have a healthy balance in things, you'll need things to be balanced. To me, I feel like coconut oil is one of those oils that can balance out anything. Like coconut is something that you'll see in almost any and everything. So I love the coconut oil because it's a great balancing oil. A good essential oil that we'll always see that's used like a balancing essential oil is the peppermint oil. So when you begin to experiment on yourself first, especially if you're going to sell something, when you mix things together, then you will learn the consistency and the potency of them. And then you'll actually see the different benefits of something, if it lasts longer, if it irritates the skin. That's another good reason why it's good to know the different oils, and a carrier oil and an essential oil. That way you can know what needs to be mixed, what needs to be cut. That's just like a regular perfume. Sometimes those fragrance oils, and the fragrance oil to me, and I haven't looked it up or anything because I don't do a lot of fragrances because I have sensitive skin, but to me a fragrance oil is like an oil that's kind of like synthetic. Like a fragrance oil can come from an essential oil, but I feel like a fragrance oil is a mix of essential oils and other type of oils that were kind of created with a more potency that needed to be break down with something else in order for it to go on the skin. Like I said, I don't really know about fragrance oils like that. Do your extended research. I'll do my extended research because fragrances break my skin out. So for someone with sensitive skin, if I wanted to smell good, then I would have to go for an essential oil and just do something like that to kind of turn it into a perfume. But personally, I don't use those things at all. So a fragrance oil is something else that can be used in the lip care or something like that. Please do your extended research. Some of these oils and some of these fragrances or some of these carrier oils work best on different parts of the body, and some of them don't work best at all. Like I can't see it just straight using peppermint just straight on the lips like that. It's going to cause so much of spiciness and stinging, and it actually might irritate the skin. So with the peppermint, you may not be able to use that directly on the lips, but you can probably use that directly behind the ear, or directly on the wrist, or directly on the bottom of the feet to get a healing, or to just have some scent. So do your extended research. When you're in lip gloss, you're a lip gloss business owner, you definitely have to do your extended research. You definitely have to experiment. That way you'll know what works and what doesn't work. Now, we learned about the Versagel. Versagel is a cosmetic, a synthetic cosmetic, but natural gel that you can use. So it's a gel, it's a base, but in that Versagel, we know that it already has a certain amount of glycerin, vitamin E, polysarabutene, and all of those things, but it depends on the Versagel that you purchase. Some is thicker. If you purchase a mineral oil, that's going to be really, really thin. So when you're in lip gloss business, you have to know the base that you're using, if you need to add to or if you need to take away. Me personally, what I've discovered is using a thicker Versagel base, if you have to add more to those. I don't care if they say got vitamin E, you need to add something else to kind of break it down. Like I always say about commercial lip gloss, I feel like the reason it gets the residue because it's too much friction between our lips and it's not enough hydrating oils in the base. Sometimes I feel like people probably just mix a little bit of something, whip it together until it's like a smooth consistency. But when you put it on, if it still caused residue, then that means it needed something else to kind of break that down and balance it. If you're a lip gloss business owner or thinking about it and you get the thicker Versagel base, then I would recommend still breaking that down, and that fights the residue. Coconut is really good for lip gloss business owners. For your Versagel, the coconut breaks down really good and it keeps the consistency clear if that's what you're looking for. Also, another good one is grapeseed oil. We love grapeseed oil. Grapeseed is another one of those carrier oils that gives you a great balance. Grapeseed is used for a multitude of things. Grapeseed is like a cleansing oil, and it's still a moisturizing oil. So we always like to use the grapeseed or the coconut in our lip gloss. Then if you want to go a little bit more on a little bit expensive side, or just more of a moisturizing effect, you'll go into the hemp seed oil. You'll go into the olive oil. Something that I learned, castor oil is really, really good. But to me in lip gloss, castor oil is not good in lip gloss. I feel like castor actually works better with the Versagel, and it causes a thick effect to where it actually produces residue. Sometimes I use castor oil just on my lips without the base. And this is what I mean by experimenting before you put something out. When I use castor just on my lips, and after I talk for a while, it creates residue. So for me, I stay away from castor in lip gloss. So what I learned was the olive oil cuts the residue. So for me, I prefer to use olive oil in the lip gloss. Extra virgin olive oil, that is more on the expensive side. And if that's okay with you, then that's okay. I found olive oil to be something that cuts the residue in general, and then still backing that up with some other type of oils. If you're just starting out in business, you don't have to do no extra virgin olive oil in a lip gloss. You can simply do a glycerin. Glycerin is another great balancing oil. Period. Coconut, grapeseed, and glycerin work good together in any type of skincare, anything, and most definitely on the lips. Glycerin is that #1 carrier oil that's used in everything, because glycerin actually pulls moisture from the air. So how I'm sitting here and it's air around, air dries out the lips, and you licking the lips, saliva dries out the lips, and then lips not creating its own oils, that's a problem. When you use glycerin, glycerin pulls the moisture from the air. That's why I said it's kind of like science. Let me throw it lightly. We're not like science, but our body elements are elements that makes up kind of science. So there's things within us that it does make sense of why we need so much sugar and why we need to learn about this and about that, because we are made up of elements in a sense. So, well, not in a sense, kind of technically, but And you have to see that from a spiritual perspective as well. This is why men feel like, oh, we can just do this and do that. This is how people are able to learn about putting different things in the food and taking away this and taking away that, and how we can decrease and mess up the organs in the body tissue and cause you sickness, because people have learned about the elements of the body, what the body needs, what the body don't need, what the body can make and what it cannot make. So now this is why somebody know, oh, we can use this and we can throw the pH off. We need to learn about things as well. So that's why I say always experiment. But glycerin is really, really perfect because that oil literally pulls moisture and hydration from the air. Like, the things around us should be taking care of us and not harming us. We should be able to go in nature and learn how to plant and different things like that. Those are things we have to learn, but it's readily available. We should be learning that wisdom. So glycerin is something that's going to pull moisture from the air and actually extract hydration to the body. So that's perfect. If you're starting off in lip gloss, or maybe you want to cut down on some oils, I would say glycerin, coconut, and grapeseed. When you're doing your extended research, be sure to look into oils that are good for all skin types. Like I said in the last video, you have people that's just black owned, just black this, just Mexican that. If you're someone and you love people in general and you're looking to make something for people in general, because it doesn't matter our skin or our race, we are all, come on Jesus, we are all from the same spirit. We are all made from the same divine spirit. We are just in different offices. So I'm black and you may be mixed. That does not mean we are different. Now, some things may be a little different. Maybe this body can do something and produce a little bit more. Maybe this body needs a little bit more, and that is okay. From a business perspective, I always like to say, do your extended research. That way, anything you use is good for anybody. And as far as business, it's a personal preference, but I just like to say, don't try to limit yourself to just being black owned or white owned or this. Try to expand. That way you can help anybody, but that's for, that's somebody's personal preference. I can understand just being black owned because black don't have this or black don't have that, or a lot of the times the black people sold their business for some more money, so they really didn't care about it. Now somebody else is over it. That's all their problem. But when you're looking for something, you're looking for something that anybody can use. You want to make sure even if a child needs to use this, it's safe on the child. And then you have your other flavoring oils. Those oils are usually, they come from food. So in our chocolate chip lip gloss, our warm chocolate chip lip gloss that we had, the oil that I had in there, the flavoring oil, was made from 100% of chocolate. And we know chocolate is a plant, and we know chocolate also is beneficial to our body when we eat the right chocolate and the right amount of portion. So that oil I had, and I still got it. Let me show y'all an example. This is an example of real flavoring oil. So I got this from Get Suckered. This is a chocolate chip oil. As you can see, the oil eventually separated from the chocolate. So this is how you'll know that this is real chocolate chip oil. Smells amazing. With Get Suckered, when you go on their website, just make sure you read. But these oils you can use in food, you can use on skin. This is right here will let me know that, yeah, they're actually using the real product. This is real chocolate chip oil. You know that this oil really came from extraction of chocolate. And when I seen this form, I was like, oh my God. And this has been sitting here for a minute, and it's just like, this is how you know. So when you're using something that's really what it's supposed to be, there's no preservatives or anything. This is natural, so this can sit. As far as plastic goes, I would say, if you can, transfer things off into plastic. Like me, I'll probably be transferring this oil off into plastic or glass. That way I can have it longer and it can preserve longer. But because we know plastic is another type of a negative energy, a negative charge that, causes other type of problems. So, but if you can, when you're using your oils and different things like that, try to have it in glass. Try to transfer it to glass. And if you're going to use them right off the back, I can see you not doing all of that. But if it's something you're going to have for a while, if you can, try to use it in glass. Now, I didn't even think about that till right now. So that's something I probably do. Get like the little glass bottles that you'll use for like oil or olive oil. I'll probably use that for my oils, my flavoring oils. That way it's easier. I can just, or you can use a pipette still. But I'm thinking now we're just putting it in one of them little oil bottles and just, going around the lip gloss basin, So I feel like the smell is good enough, and then that's it. So that's something you can do as well. But you have a few different oils. You have the carrier oil, which comes from fruit, like coconut oil. You have the essential oil that comes from plants, more of the medical side, like lavender oil. You have the flavoring oil, which comes from foods or desserts. And then you also have, which is still can be synthetic. And then you also have your other oil, which is your how did I forget? Your fragrance oil. Thank you, Jesus. So the fragrance oil is kind of like a synthetic oil that could be a mix of everything. So if you're doing business, you're doing lip gloss business, just be sure to do your extended research. If you're someone that's just looking for oils for your lip in general, do your extended research. I didn't use chapsticks from people, name brand companies in the store that still cause white on the lips. So it's all about what someone is doing and the different things that they're using, and you're looking at the ingredients. Some things does cause a preservative and some things do not. So like I said, if you're going into business for yourself, then just look into that, do your extended research. And if you're just buying something, now I like to look and see what's in here, because I'm learning that some of these things still cause residue and it kind of throws off things. So, just a quick video on the different type of oils. Make sure you always experiment on yourself. Be safe with that. Like I said, you don't want to just put an essential oil straight on your lips. That can probably cause inflammation and breakouts. If you prefer to do something with peppermint or lavender, mix that with the carrier oil, mix that with the coconut or grapeseed, then experiment. But before you sell anything, before you put anything on your lips, do your extended research so you know if it works good together or it doesn't. Anytime you purchase something from a website, make sure you're looking at that, seeing if it's synthetic or it's not. I love Get Sucker because I know that they're synthetic off this product. And I have another oil from them that I know is just real, not synthetic, that is real. So, some things need to be mixed, some things don't need to be mixed. But these are the best oils that I feel is for lips. Glycerin, coconut, grapeseed, and olive oil. Some things that kind of gave me personally a negative charge was the castor oil. And that's all I know so far. That castor oil it kind of creates the residue. And I was like, well, castor oil may be good for a lip chap, but in a lip gloss, I noticed how the castor oil and the Versagel, they're negative. So it kind of create even more residue. Alexis loves you. Mwah.